Why do you think so many child actors end up going off the rails or having difficulty later in life?
Um, so I started when I was 12. I was doing like extra work and stuff like that. And, you know, living in the industry is very different, but living in California and, when you're hot and you're not. And when you're a young kid and you're easily influenced and, it's the stars, it's the people, it's like it's glitz and glamour and all these things. And, you don't, I find you don't see like the forest through the trees, right? And you hear a lot about drug abuse and a lot of like drug activity and kids getting into stuff young and then affecting them and they come out later in life and when you're popular, it's free, right? Everyone's like people offer me stuff all the time and I'm like I'm good on that. I I've seen enough problems. I don't need any
Who
problems.
is offering you stuff?
Random
Just at
random
parties
people.
and like Hollywood just
I I was speaking at a university and with Breaking Bad with the drug content, people are like always talking about different types of drugs and like different types of comments and it's there. Like you don't have to look very far anywhere in the world to find these types of entities that will be offering or trying to sell and trying to hook. And, for years, it's like people will be like, here you go, here's free drinks. I mean, look at every event that you'll go to, like at clubs and parties, it's all open bar. So imagine young kids are going to open bars, they're hot. They just want an Emmy. They just want an Oscar. They just whatever it is, and like no one's really protecting them because they're a star. They don't need protection. And let's go fast forward 10 years. Well, the bar's not open anymore. So now you have people that have been partying and living a certain life for so long, and everyone fades out over time. You can't be at the top of the mountain forever. And it's a long way down from the top. And so you've lived this lifestyle for so long, that's where you see people that are making a lot of money and their bills get bigger and bigger and bigger. And then the money stops. And then it's like everything's gone. And there's no protection in that. There's no one saying like, hey, slow down. Like it's like, no, you got to keep going. You got to make that check. You got to get out there and keep pushing until one day you either I say pressure is great for making diamonds, but it also can make rubble and it can destroy people. And I just think you can't always keep pushing hard. You got to take time for yourself.
What was the closest you got to falling into that pressure?
I don't really I grew up in a weird environment where I was very family oriented at a young age. So like I would like to go out and I like to go out and have fun, but my responsibilities have kind of always overshadowed what I want to go have fun versus me having a greater responsibility and the consequences. Everything I do, I look at, all right, cause and effect. What is the consequence to my action? Is it a positive consequence or is it a negative consequence? And I think throughout my life, I've had very different like positive influences and negative influences, but I've always saw the aftermath in different capacities. And I think it's really just about, staying true to who you are. And, going to the parties, going to the Hollywood stuff, it's cool, but like it wears on you and you just can't do it forever.
What do you think should be done for child actors in the future to prevent them from falling into that?
I mean, there's not really a way to prevent people from living life. Like, I'm not a parent yet, but I have many friends who are parents, and I've raised my sister in a capacity and take care of my family. And, I think we always want the best for our children. And I think it's think of their needs before your own, and especially when it comes to an industry where it's very predatory. Like the entertainment industry, I mean, you can go back and look at history on it. it's not the kindest business, and it's not a very forgiving business. And I think it's about staying true to who you are, instilling in your children, instilling in your team that's like, hey, like these are not the avenues you want to go, and using previous examples of look at what happened when they did these things. Do you want to be like that? You know, it's like, do you want to be like your uncle? Like, do you want to be like this? And it's like, again, when you're at the top of it, no one's telling you these things. No one's encouraging you to be good. They want you to be out there. They want the sensationalism. And I think it's about, saying like, it's like, you don't have to get out there to be whatever it is they think you are, as long as you stay true to yourself. And I think that kind of will protect you.
Did you see the Charlie Sheen documentary?
I haven't, but I want to.
Oh my gosh, I just started it. He was able to hide a lot of this stuff. A lot of his usage, you would have no idea. And he would just go to such an extreme, but he was able to get his work done, which is the most mind-boggling thing about it.
And that's all they care about, really. It's like, are you showing up to time on work? Are you saying your lines? Are you hitting your marks? And that consistency, people can hide their problems outside of that. Like, drug abuse is such a rampant issue. And like, it happens under people's noses all the time. Like with Breaking Bad, I did work with the DEA, and we had different enforcements and educational type structures in the show on like what these are, and people hide it really well. Some of your like closest friends and family that you would never guess might,
I know it's really common, or more common than one would think, in like investment banking and private equity. Like people are doing a lot of like COCAINE in that industry, as well as other like crazy drugs. And those are high performers. Those are people that are working like 80 to 100-hour weeks.
Well, but that's why they're doing those substances. Like that's why you'll see a lot of that. I mean, look at Wolf of Wall Street. Look at these types of investment movies and shows where it's like they have that high pressure, high stress where they're putting, 24-hour days and like taking clients out, and it's the game, the game of whatever they're trying to play, and it's wild. It's out there. The stuff's out there. But if you're smart about it and you just kind of mind your own business and don't tattle, like be like, I'm not involved, but you do what you want. Like,
and really quick here, real talk, short-form content has been one of the biggest drivers of growth for the Iced Coffee Hour. We'll take our best moments and then clip them up for platforms like TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, and more. But let's be honest, it takes a lot of time to do it correctly. That's why tools like our sponsor, Opus Clip, are a game changer.
Opus Clip isn't just a clipping tool anymore, though. It's a full AI-powered video editor built for creators. It can automatically pull in your long-form YouTube videos, find the best moments, add captions, B-roll, and even schedule clips to post while you're away. It's like having a full-blown editing team, but powered by AI. Top creators like Jubilee and Darman are already using it. In fact, we already use it on the Iced Coffee Hour. If you see this clip that Togi's reacting to right now, it was made by Opus Clip. So sign up today. All you have to do is go to opus.pro/icedcoffeehour to get started. Again, that is opus.pro/icedcoffeehour, or click the link down below in the description. Seriously, guys, I could not recommend it more. Thank you so much to Opus Clip for sponsoring this episode.